I'm Dan Galusha and welcome to another edition of Shoot and Plink. Well, today we're coming around to trying to see how many rounds that C02 is going to hold out on this Umarex Colt Peacemaker. Now, we loaded the single C02 cartridge in it a little over a week ago. Been shooting it off and on with different videos and also just shooting it period. We're up to about 60 rounds with this. At least that's as close as I can figure. And we're going to see just how many more it shoots before this C02 runs out. We just did the same thing with this one right here. This is the Umarex Legend Cowboy lever action rifle. And that did pretty doggone good. Just go back and subscribe. You got the little subscribe button here. Subscribe and go back and see that video as to how far that one went. Anyway, this one right here is what we're going to test now. And then maybe the next test with this is going to be comparing it to a Ruger Super Wrangler, and that's an actual powder burner, but we're going to be loading like a Colibri, just straight Colibri, because that's 400 feet per second. This is 410, right in the same deal. We're going to compare to see how those work. That should be an interesting comparison, because very close that way, barrel's the same length. That ought to be fun. Anyway, that's going to be another video, so another reason for you to subscribe, so you can see that down the line. But we're going to get this thing loaded up, and I've got some dog food cans down there that I use like for this, because you know they're a little bit thicker and heavier, and so that can kind of tell us as to how much punch it's still got, and definitely when it starts running out, you can tell when it's hitting them. Anyway, let's load and start shooting. We're loaded and ready to go. By the way, what I'm using is for the BB is an Umarex steel. I ran out on that one canister of the Hornet D Black Diamonds like I like, but I like these too, so we'll see what happens with it anyway. Yeah, it's still hitting them. Well, so we got to reload. That's 66 rounds. You know, I said that was 66 rounds, but really when you think about it, there's been a lot of times that I've fired another round, or at least it wasn't a round. I just didn't realize I wasn't, you know, empty. So who knows? There's probably more than that, but we're ready to go with 66 actual rounds here right now. I don't know. That was a little odd. That's hitting them pretty good. Okay, we're out. We're going to load it again. That was 66, actually 67 when it come right down to it. I actually miscalculated. That last batch was 72 because we'd shot the 66 before that. So now let's go after 78, see what it does there. I don't know if it's getting low or I'm just off. I'm off. I don't know why. Well, maybe it is starting to get low. Looks like we got to reload. So that was 78. All right, we'll see what we can do to go over 80 here. Well, I can't hardly see the sight for some reason. I think it's also running low. Redo. That did hit the can, believe it or not. It's just coming back. Yeah, she is running low. And that must be That was it. I don't really think we got much more to it. I'd say 80 rounds is probably about it. All right, I reloaded 6 rounds, but I really don't think it's going to do anything. Just for the heck of it. In fact, wait just a second here, and I'm going to put up some of those regular pop cans, because I can tell a little bit better, I think, if those are getting hit. Okay, I set them on top, as you can see, of the others. That way, maybe it'll knock them over if it hits them. I'm not too sure it's going to hit them, though. No, that BB is not coming out well at all. I don't even know where it's hitting. I think it's hitting way low. I'm actually going to shoot above the can. I think it just spit that BB. I don't think anything's coming out. That dropped way short. So I would say that that's it. Let's go back and we'll talk a little bit about it. Well, that was it. I would estimate that it would go probably between 80 and 100 rounds. The reason I say that is a couple of reasons. One is I was using the Umarex C02. I sealed it with RWS pellet oil, so I think it held good. And if you fired that straight through without letting it set around like I did, it would definitely get more rounds. Plus, I think I probably fired more anyway, because I fired it off camera, on camera, back and forth, and I was trying to figure out how many. And that was kind of a conservative estimate of 60. So I know it will hit 80. And reason I say this is because I've got some others that are similar to this. Not exactly with the cartridges and all that sort of stuff, which could make a difference. But I'm getting 90 to 100 in those. So I would say 80 to 100 on this maybe. It shoots good. Boy, when the C02 on this, I noticed, it goes right now, because that's what it did. It was going along, clicking pretty good, and then pop, that was it. They really started dropping short, as you could tell. But anyway, that's the Umarex Colt Peacemaker. We finally tested that out, and again, we will be doing that test later down the line, where we're going to see how this shoots up against that Ruger Super Wrangler, the new one they've got out. And just because the barrel length and everything is CO2, that's powder, but we are going to shoot regular straight Colibri in that, because that is 400 feet per second and this is 410, so it's going to be very close to see just how that compares against an air gun to powder. So until next time, shoot safe and have a great day of plinking.